Hi, my name is Emmanuel. I am with T2S. T2S stands for Transformed to Succeed. You find more information about who we are and what we do at our website, transformed2succeed.com. And then two, that's the number two. Today, in this video, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna walk you through the steps on how you can set up an EC2 instance on AWS. So I assume that as you watch this video, I assume that you already have an account on AWS, and also you know how to log into your account to go to the console, because we're gonna do everything on the console. In a upcoming video, I'm gonna share how you can do what we are doing today in this video using your command line, meaning from your local machine, just entering using some commands, and you can spin up EC2 instances, and you can even verify that your instances are running okay. So without further ado, let's jump onto first the console. So I'm gonna take you to the to my console here. You're gonna have to log in. You log into your console. That's the first thing that you're gonna have to do. So I'm gonna log into my console, and the first, what you need to do first is to look for the EC2 dashboard. And where do we find that? You can either click on the services here, or you can go to the search tab here, or button here, search space. And once you do that, so you're gonna see EC2, and you see EC2 here, and then you have the different tabs. You like a launch templates. First you have the dashboard, then you have the launch templates. These are templates that you can use to spin up instances quickly. Sometimes these launch templates, they are being used by auto scaling, and we will talk about that later. Then you have instances, and then you have spot instance requests and savings plans. Click on the dashboard here. So you click on the dashboard, and then you see here, if you look here, you see the instances running 0. And so our goal is to create an instance, and to do that, you click here on the launch instance. I'm gonna click here, and if you want to know more about EC2, which is Elastic Cloud Compute, you come here on the dashboard. You can go through all of these, and the beauty with AWS and the other cloud platforms like Google, GCP, as well as Microsoft Azure, they provide a lot of good documentation, so you can read that on your own. And we want to create our instance. So the first thing, you find this here, and then you click launch, and then give it a name. So let's say we're gonna call this NGINX server, or you can say just web server, and then maybe NGINX. NGINX is one of the most popular web applications that you can use to host your website and stuff like that. There's the other one is Apache. So now the second thing that you have to do is to decide what kind of Amazon machine image you need to use, and this stands for, if you look here, it stands for like your operating system on your local system, like your computer. Each computer has an operating system, and this could be like a Mac operating system, or it could be a Linux operating system or a Windows operating system. And you can search for the different operating systems images here by just like typing here. You can do Ubuntu if you want. You can do Ubuntu, and then you're gonna find a lot of available AMIs that you could use, like community AMI. You have like 500, and then AWS Marketplace 2400, and then here it says my AMIs, that's 0 because on this account I don't have any AMI that I own here. So for now, for this demo, we're looking for Ubuntu here, and we're gonna go with this because it offers a free tier eligible, so you don't have to pay a lot of money for this, and you can use it for a given time for free if your account is pretty much new. And then you have the different architecture. We're gonna stick with the first one here. So click select. So we have selected our AMI, our operating system we'll be using, and then go to the instance type here. For this one, just use the T2 micro for now. And the next thing that you're gonna need to do is to create, a key pair. And here you have some explanation here. They say that you can use a key pair to securely connect to your instance, ensure that you have access to the selected key pair. So when you create a key pair, you're gonna make sure that you save it in a good place, right, on your computer, because you're gonna need to find it to be able to log into your system. Let me say create. So we're gonna create here, and to create you give it a name. We're gonna call it web server, and we'll say NGINX, kind of like the same name with the name that we decided to give to the instance. So I do that, and then I'm gonna click create key pair. So I'll show you what's happening. I'm using a Mac computer. I'll move things out of your way here, and we don't need that for now. Okay, so this is what we have here. So you can see my entire screen here, right? So you see my screen, and then once you click on create key pair, the AWS will download this PAM key. Okay, so I click here, and you see it's been downloaded. On your computer, you're gonna need to go to the downloads folder. Okay, so on the download folder, you're gonna see it here. You're gonna see it there. So I'm gonna remove this, if you don't mind. I have a lot of stuff here, so I forgot to move all of that there. So forget about this stuff here. So let's say we assume that this is just clean. Okay, so this is the web, the name. If you look here, that's the name that we gave to our PAM key, and it's now on my local system. And what I always tell my student is that you copy this, go to wherever you store your AWS keys, and in my case, you see it's here. See AWS keys. So I have a folder in a place that I can remember. Okay, I remember my place. This is where I go to find all of my keys, and you see I have a lot of keys here. So I'm gonna paste that key here, and it's here. So I know that my key resides in the place that I know and I can remember. All right, so if you go back now, to our plan here. or to the dashboard on AWS. So I have my key, and now you need to work on the network settings. When we talk about network settings, we're talking about the VPC, which is Virtual Private Cloud. This is your network that you have set up, and then a subnet, that's like a slice of your network. And then remember, you have to assign here. You have to assign a public key, a public IP address. That's the only way you can connect to this web application. So click on the edit here. So I'm gonna click there, and I click there so that I can select the exact VPC where I want my web server to reside, right? So I have, in this case, I only have one VPC, so I'm gonna select that one. And then look at the subnets. We have different subnets. These are the subsections of your network, of your entire network. So I'm gonna select, I'll select this one here. So sometimes you can just leave it up to AWS to assign a subnet, and that's also okay. And make sure that your auto assign public IP is enabled, because if it's disabled, then you may need to connect to your system a different way without using a public IP address. But this is a web application. You want people from around the world to access your system, then you need a public IP address. And then you get to the firewall here. For AWS uses, for firewall, it uses what we call security groups. And then in this case, you can either select an existing security group, like here we have the default that came with the VPC when we created this VPC, or when we created this account. And but we want to create a new security group, and we're gonna call it again web server. We're gonna call it web server security group. Let's say security group SG. And then this is gonna be security group for web server, something like that. Then you can say NGINX if you want. The more information, the better. Okay, so we have that, and now the security group controls or manages traffic into your instance and traffic out of your instance. The inbound security group rules, they define what kind of traffic should come into your system, and the outbound, they take care of the traffic going out. So here we need SSH, because we'll use SSH to connect to our system, and from where we say anywhere, right? And then we're gonna add a second group rule here, and we will say this is going to be HTTP. That's for websites, okay? To allow traffic to come into your into your system over the internet using this port 80. And then source, we're gonna say anywhere. You don't do this in a work environment unless it's something that you want everybody to have access to. So we're gonna leave it that way. And then coming back, configure storage. You need to decide how much storage you want for this, and we're gonna stick only with 8 gigabytes here. So you go up to 30 gigabytes. Here it says free tier eligible customers can get up to 30 gigabytes of EBS. EBS, that's elastic block storage for EC2 instances. And now if you look down here, you see advanced details. So I want you to click on advanced details here and leave everything just as it is, but go down to the bottom here. You're gonna find what we call the user data section here, and this is where you can either upload like a bash shell script, and the bash shell script will allow when you click launch instance, so that those commands that you enter here, they're gonna be run and executed as part of the launching process of your EC2 instance. So I already have something that I've written. So I'm gonna just copy that. I'm gonna just copy that. Let me see here. I'll just copy and then paste. So I bring it here, then I paste it here. So I have these commands here. So everything with this is what they call the shebang. It's required to set up a bash shell script, and then so the commands that we're gonna run, they're gonna be: number one, we're gonna update the packages and libraries, and then number two, we'll install NGINX, which is the web server that we want to have on the system, and then number three, we are going to start NGINX, and then we'll enable, meaning that it's gonna be on even when the system reboots. All right, so you have done that, and then when you come down here, you see you can decide how many instances you want to spin up or launch at one time, like immediately. Sometimes they may probably ask you like 3, 4, 5, or 20, something like that. But in our case, we're gonna just do one. And then here we have the launch instance. So I'm gonna click here, launch instance. And then it's gonna take some time to get going here. So I click there to see, and then here you see the state, it says pending. So we're gonna have to wait for a few minutes, and remember, it was part of the script was to update the packages and libraries. That may take some time, and which means that I'm gonna just pause the video and then I'll come back when everything is set. Okay, looking at the screen, you see that it says now it's running. That's the instance state. And I'm gonna click on the instance ID here. So I'll click there, and then here you see you have I'm gonna do this. Okay, so you have the public IP address, and remember I wanted you to enable IP address to be assigned to the system, because we want customers from around the world to access our web application. So I'm gonna copy this IP address. I'll copy that, and then I'm gonna open a new window here, and I'll paste my I'm gonna paste the IP address and then column and 80. That's to allow the port number to allow traffic to come into our system using this port. So I'll press enter, and you see now we have our website. Our website, it's now live. Okay, so that's what we did as part of the user data bash shell script that I added. Okay, so the next thing that I want us to do is, how do we connect to the system? to do that, you come to first you identify the instance, click there, and then you come to this dashboard and look for connect. So we're gonna go there, and you can connect using different methods here, but in our case we're gonna use SSH client. If you do the EC2 instance connect, that's over the browser. I'll show it to you here. So you're gonna go here and then click connect, and we're gonna get into our system over the browser. So you see that's our system here. So if you do like NGINX here, it's gonna say, okay, it's already here. So that's over the browser, but that's not what we want to do, and that's not what you will be doing at work. At work, you have to get into your system using SSH. So I'm gonna go here, click connect, back there, and then we find the SSH client. If you're using Windows, I usually recommend installing something like either could be Putty, Putty, but what I like better, it's MOBA X term. So find MOBA X term, install it on your Windows system, and it's gonna allow you to SSH into your system. In my case, I have a Mac computer, so I will just use my terminal. And also Windows, if it's Windows 10, I believe, or newer, you should be able to connect using your terminal also on Windows. So you can do that too. All right. So here, the first thing that you're gonna need to do is to follow the instruction here. So first, you locate your private key file. And then you're gonna need to change permissions on that key here by using this command, and which I'm gonna show you how to do it. So we're gonna go. I'm using Visual Studio. That's and you don't need to, learn more about that, but it's a good tool that I use. So Visual Studio, I'm gonna cd because what I need to do is to go where my key is, and my key, I know it's located in the AWS keys, right? So I'm gonna need to go there, and to change directories you use the cd command. Okay, so I'm gonna go to AWS like that, and then I'll clear my screen. And if I ls stands for list. You want to list to see what you have in that directory. And I know these are my keys, and the key that I'm concerned with is this one here. This is the one that I want. And then I'm gonna just paste that command that I copied from AWS console, and then I press enter. I go back to my AWS console, and I skip step number 4. Skip it. Go to this step here. So to this last command, long command. So go back to my terminal. I'm gonna paste that. Okay, and then here you should just say yes, because it's asking you for permissions. And guess what? This is where we are. So if I do that, and I should be able to find the IP address. So this is the IP address. And I go back here. Let me see here if I can find the IP address. So this is what we have here. So usually this is the public IP address, okay? But this is the private IP address, and that's what's displayed here. And this is our system. So if you do which NGINX, and then it's already installed here. So it's already there, And that's pretty much how you can do it. And also on Mac, instead of using Visual Studio, you can also just use the terminal. And to do that, look for it and press enter. And you can do the same thing here. So the same thing, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. So it's the same thing. Okay? I don't want you to get confused. This is the same thing. I'm gonna minimize that. So this is the terminal. And what we are doing here is we need to go where this specific key is located. So I have found it. I go to the same. I pretty much do the same steps. So I have my here this connect and SSH client, and then I'll copy this. I go to my terminal, I paste it, and first you need to go to the exact directory where you store your keys, right? In my case, it's AWS keys, so I'm gonna move there and clear the screen, and then I'm gonna paste that. That's done. I go back here and then go to the last command here, and then you paste it on the command line, and then it's gonna connect. See? So it's connected. So my Visual Studio, that's a little bit complex, but you can use your native tool on your system. So that's pretty much it on how you can launch an EC2 instance, and then use the user data to install a web server that you can allow people to access over the internet. And the next video will be about how you can do what we have done in this video, but using AWS CLI, the CLI application. So thank you for watching. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.